Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are on Unit 5.8. What we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at domain and range with rational functions. Let's just do a quick review of what domain and range are. First of all, domain, ladies and gentlemen, those are the x values, okay? And the range, ladies and gentlemen, are the y values. All right, so we're going to start off, though, by looking at a linear function first. Okay, you've been working with linear functions for quite a while, and so let's go ahead and look at a linear function first. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to take advantage of our calculator. We're going to go ahead and we're going to type the equation into our y equals on the calculator. Then we're going to go to the table. Then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll up and down a bit to look for any numbers that don't work. And it'll be obvious when they don't work. All right? Okay. So let's go ahead and put this 3x minus 5 into our calculator. So here we go. So go to your y equals, and let's type in 3x minus 5. Okay, now we're going to go to the table. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just scroll up a bit, and it looks like everything is good. Nothing weird is going on. Okay, I'm going to scroll down for a little bit. Don't have to go real far. Okay, nothing weird is happening there. So it looks like everything works, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it looks like all of the numbers are working. And if we had decimals in there, the decimals would also be working. Okay, so we've got this symbol over here. Okay, this symbol right here, it's got two lines and then it looks like an R, right? Because it is. But that's the symbol, ladies and gentlemen, that represents all real numbers. And again, when we looked into this table, we didn't see anything weird going on. Okay, it looks like all of the numbers are working. So what we're going to do is we're going to, now remember, I'm not only teaching you how to do math, but I'm also teaching you how to read math and write math. Okay, so we got to be able to write things appropriately here. So we're going to go ahead and write the domain for this. So we use a bracket like that. And then since it looks like all of the x values are working, okay, all of the x values are working, we're just going to put the symbol for all real numbers. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the range. So when I go to the calculator, it looks like all of those y values are working in the second column. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the brackets again, and I'm going to put that symbol for all real numbers. Okay, now we're going to switch gears. That's the range and domain for a linear function. Okay, it should always be all real numbers for both of those. Okay, that will never change for a linear function. But we're going to switch now, and we're going to go look at rational functions, ladies and gentlemen. What in the world is a rational function? Well, you will notice that in a rational function, ladies and gentlemen, that the x is in the denominator. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our calculator, and let's type in 1 divided by x into our y equals. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take 1, and I'm going to divide it by x. Remember, x is next to the alpha button. And now I'm going to go to the table. All right, and again, I'm going to scroll up and down. I'm going to start by, oh, I see something weird going on here, folks. Look, there is an error message right here next to this 0. All right, and I notice that the error message occurs between the -1 and +1. Okay, well, let me see if there's anything else that's weird. Let me go up a little bit. Okay, no, everything looks good there. Okay, let me go back down. Let me just scroll down past this error here for a little bit. And nope, doesn't look like there's anything weird going on. We got decimals and stuff, but that's no big deal. Okay, so let's go back to the error message. All right, so I'm interested in what is surrounding that error message. So let's go and look at our table. Okay, so here's our table of values. And right here is where I have that error message. Okay, right next to this 0. Whoops, sorry about that, folks. Right next to that 0. Now, really, I don't care about the -2 and -3 and what they are, and I don't really care what the partners are for 2 and 3, but I do care about what's above the error and what's below the error. So let's fill those in. So I notice above the error is a -1 and below the error is a +1. Okay, so this is a -1 and this is a +1. That's really important when we talk about the range value. Okay, so here we go. So let's start with the domain. So it looks like everything works except 0. 0 didn't work. Okay, so the domain, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put that all real numbers, but then we're going to put a colon, and then we're going to put x, because the domain are the x values, does not equal 0. Okay? Now, this is why we are interested in the numbers above and below the error. So let's take a closer look. So you will notice that this is a -1, folks, and then this is a +1. Well, what number is between the -1 and the +1? Well, I hope you realize that the number between -1 and +1 is a 0. So that means the 0 also does not work for the range. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to put the symbol for all real numbers. We're going to put our colon, and then we're going to put y, because the range value is y, does not equal 0. So the domain and range in this problem are identical, okay? Except, remember, you have to use x for the domain and y for the range. All right, let's look at another one. So in this problem, it says 1 over x plus 2. Oh, we got an x plus 2 in the denominator. And it says right here that we need to make sure we put parentheses around the x plus 2. All right, so here we go. Let's go to the calculator and let's go here. And I'm just going to start over. So I'm going to go 1 divided by parentheses x plus 2. All right, so I'm going to go to the table and I'm going to look for, obviously I'm going to look for an error message. Oh, and look, there's the error message. Okay, I'm going to scroll up a little bit and see if there's anything more. Nope, I don't see anything, any more error messages up there. Okay, let me scroll down a bit. Nope, doesn't look like anything there. Okay, let me go back to the error message. All right, so I noticed that the error message is next to the -2. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in. So the error message is next to the -2. Again, I really don't care about the -5 and the -4, and I really don't care about the 0 and the 1. I only care about what number is above the error and what number is below the error. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the table. So it looks like -1 is above the error and 1 is below the error. So I'm going to go ahead and fill those in. So this is a -1 and this is a +1. Okay, that's going to help us when we figure out our range value. Well, let's start with the domain. So again, the domain, ladies and gentlemen, we notice that the error is next to the -2. So the domain is going to be all real numbers except where x does not equal -2. Okay, x does not equal -2. But now the range value, this is where you got to be really, really careful. What number, so we look at the number above the error, we look at the number below the error, and what's between -1 and 1? Again, we would say 0, wouldn't we? So that means that's the number that does not work. So the range is again all real numbers except where the y equals 0. All right, think about that. All right, let's go do another one. Oops, I think I need to go scroll down. Yep. All right, now notice this one, we have a -5 that's behind all of that. It's not in the denominator. Okay, like this one, the x plus 2 is in the denominator. This one, the -5 is on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this into my calculator. So I'm going to go ahead to my y equals. I'm just going to start over. So 1 divided by x. Okay, now I don't use parentheses on that, and I'm just going to go ahead and put a -5 behind that. All right, I'm going to go to the table. I think you got the idea, folks, that there's only going to be one error message that we're going to see here, right? So let's just go ahead and go right here. All right, there we go. So we notice that there's the 0 is the error again. All right, so let's go back to the table and let's put an E next to the 0. Now again, I don't care about anything except what's above the E and what's below the E. So let's look. Above the E is a -6, below the E is a -4. So I'm going to put those in. So above is a -6 and below is a -4. Okay, let's go ahead and go with the domain, folks. Let's start with the domain. So what's next to the error? The 0. So that does not work. So the domain, again, is all real numbers, except where x cannot be a 0. Okay, it does not work for 0. Now, the domain, again, look very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. What's above the 0 or the E? What's below the E? Well, above is a -6 and below is a -4. So what's in between? Oh, -5 is in between. So the -5 doesn't work. Okay, well, then what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we got to put all real numbers again, colon, and then put y is everything except that -5. Again, this is why we have to know what's above the E and what's below the E. All right, let's do one more. Okay, one more. All right, this one has 2 over x minus 3 and then plus 4 on the outside. And we have to remember to put parentheses around the x minus 3. Okay, so let me go in and clear that out. And I'm going to put 2 divided by parentheses x minus 3. And then what was behind that? Plus 4. Okay, plus 4. All right, I'm going to go to the table. And again, I really only need to go look for that error. Okay, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the error. Okay, so the error is next to the 3. All right, so we're going to put an E. Let me use red. We're going to put an E next to the 3. And again, I really don't care about anything except what's above the E and what's below the E. So what's above the E is a 2. Ooh, this one's going to be a little bit more tricky. And what's below the E is a 6. Ooh, okay. So this is a 2 and this is a 6. All right, well, let's do the domain first. That one seems to be the easiest one. Okay, so the domain is everything except 3. Now, what is between 2 and 6? Oh, hey, wait a minute. I see something here. Let's go back to this problem. Look, ladies and gentlemen, look. Whoa. The number that was in the back, that -5, that's the one that did not work for the range. Interesting. So what's between the 2 and the 6? Well, that's a 4. Well, look what's behind that, a plus 4. So, ladies and gentlemen, the range value is everything except where y cannot be a positive 4. So the equation tells me what will or will not work. Go back and look at, how about the domain? Okay, look at the domain number. Go back and look at those other ones. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. I will see you shortly in class. Good luck.